A slide in a slide? What are they going to think of next? Phones that fit in your pocket? Dumb jokes aside, hi, I'm Josh the RV Nerd. Welcome to my family's dealership here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Been here since 1989, although they didn't have these things back in 1989. The first campers we started selling were things like Fleetwood Prowlers. Nothing like this amazing Jayco slide-and-slide Pinnacle right here. Warranted for full-time RVing with an unparalleled 2+3 warranty. This is, I call this thing like a towable diesel pusher because it has that level of upscale look and feel to me. It is what I call next level, taking an upgrade. This is some amazing stuff right here. It is wide body, hot cold camp rated, of course, 6-point hydraulic leveling, Goodyear Endurance radials, the highest roof load rating available in its class. She's available with generators, with solar packages, with all sorts of things. But what you're going to find here is the next level above the, I don't want to say common luxury fifth wheel, but things like all hardwood cabinets, no sticker wrap. You'll find like all hardwood tabletops and solid surface countertops to this. That amazing walk-in shower that Jayco first debuted. And of course, the signature calling card of this one is that king bed slide in a slide. Just absolute insanity, taking this thing to the next level. And I get to run around and play with, I don't think my buddies at Jayco are going to appreciate me wearing a Montana hat today, but oops. I don't care if you start from the top down, the bottom out, inside, upside down, in between. This is a stone cold stunner. This thing is beautiful. Finally got the modern farmhouse decor available in the Jayco Pinnacles. That was my #1 request on them last year. Everyone's like, hey, I love these, but can I get the farmhouse? Well, yeah, finally, yes, now you can. Now this thing has just like a veritable aircraft carrier's worth of features, and I think that's an appropriate way to describe it because it looks like we have an aircraft runway down the roof of this thing with that indirect lighting. It kind of helps guide you to and fro. Very awesome for what I call stealth mode camping with all the main lights off. Not only is this thing looking light and bright, but a Pinnacle is a 102-inch wide body product. If that doesn't mean anything to you, a standard RV is 8 foot wide. This is 6 inches wider. This is as big as you can get them before you got to start putting wide load placards on. Like you have to strap to me after, a date at the buffet. Speaking of which, it's kind of optional, sort of on the North Points, but you see that little buffet serving station there. That is standard on the Pinnacles due to the fact that it has the outside television. So that little kind of armrest, shelf, table, desk, whatever you want to call it, that is a result of a feature that we will see yet outside. Over here we have our power theater recliners with heat and massage, our little, remote control holder down the middle there. Like, I have this nasty habit. I tell my family, like I'm becoming such a dad. I'm like, I'm not falling asleep. And then, like, the remote control fell off my lap and I spilled the popcorn. Yep, that's me. So having a place to store that remote control so I don't got to dig it out of the couch is nice. Did you notice, by the way, completely carpetless? That is a really cool thing that Jayco has done here. I know I'm going to get questions on this. And I welcome feedback anyway. Please still feel free to comment. But people are going to go, why did they go with floor heating vents? And the short answer there is because floor heating is significantly more effective than cabinet ducted heating. And considering this is an extremely good cold camping product, they wanted to make sure it was appointed appropriately. Now, something you might notice is over here, like every light on this, you don't have to go through and click any light individually. Every light has its own little light switch. But there's also these handy little touch pads all over the place. If you get close to them like I just did, you'll see that each of them does something different. And they do different stuff depending on where you're at, where you're sitting, where it's positioned in the RV. It has a great logical benefit to it here. We will come back to that wider sofa here because something that's easy to miss. Remember, this is a wide body camper, kind of like me at the buffet, remember. But the side stands, they're normal size side stands over there. You can, set a drink on them. You don't got to worry about balance and stuff. But that's a wider sofa. Well, they're doing that because, again, this is a wider body coach. So we've got that electric space heating fireplace, the little toe toaster right there. And I think this is really cool right here, how Jayco gives us the ability, if you want it, to have that full viewing window behind the TV right there. But if you don't, that is on a power lift that you can easily lift right up. And remember how I said we were going to get back to this hide-to-bed sofa? That is her right there. And because that is wider, if you have two large grown adults or two big grandkids or two big Dobermans or whatever, you're going to have plenty of space for everybody. You know what? We're going about this one weird. I want to keep doing weird. I'm going to hit the kitchen storage starting with the sofa area. And I actually want to start in what is like one of the most unlikely of places, next to the sofa. Because these side stands over here have a nice little hidden tree. Even these have hidden hinges below that hardwood kind of tabletop with what I'm going to call like magazine storage or something like that. I don't know. What would you guys use that for? What would you stuff in there? I would really like to know. I don't have a specific answer myself. I just love the fact that Jayco gave us the opportunity. They didn't make the choice for us that, nah, you can't put nothing in there. Double metallic gas struts help keep those baggage doors, cabinet doors, not baggage doors. Those are outside. Supporting themselves so you don't got to stand on the sofa and do a head juggle. And by the way, here's a really, really key detail on all of the cabinetry that we're looking at today. This is all hardwood cabinetry. It's no sticker wraps. There's no MDF particle board, sawdust, anything like that. This is all original prime alpha product material that we're looking at here. Convection microwave oven and that pantry all the way down to the floor here. But these soft closed drawers, you see 3 of them. There's actually 5 because it has drawers inside of drawers, including one of my very favorites right here, that little utensil organizer. You can get it out of the way if you want. I like how there's a little spot back there. Keep like a deck of playing cards. You always need a deck of playing cards in a camper. Am I right? I mean, it doesn't even feel right to call this a camper, does it? Like I said, I almost call it a coach because it feels more like a pusher to me. Like, look at this stove. This big 4-burner Insignia stove right here. That is just gorgeous. 18 cubic foot gas electric fridge freezer there. That gives you that big capacity with the auto changeover protection. If you do want to stay overnight somewhere, you can flip it on propane. If you happen to lose power sometime overnight, no big deal there. It'll just kick itself over automatically, and as soon as household power is regained, you're good to go. And then just the detail stuff that I like. And actually, it's one of the things that I like about the kind of wraparound style staircase that we're looking at right here. When they do that, it opens up what is often referred to as a feature wall in the RV industry. And putting a coat closet, a place to hang coats right by the door, right when I walk in, I can't tell you how many RVs don't do that and how much it drives me nuts. Maybe you can tell from the weird tone of my voice here because I temporarily turned into like an axe murderer. Anyway, hurt my throat. Our BM Pro control center is over here. And what I love about this, once again, pardon the mittens, but if you don't want to go touch screeny, I can activate my slides, my awnings, my lights. I can do all that stuff from here with a button. I don't have to be Bluetooth. I don't have to be digital. And of course, we have a controller up there for that big, rain sensing max air vent fan in the ceiling, which, once again, just look at all of the indirect lighting in here. It's gorgeous. It just shines and glitters and shimmers. Whew. Now, you can see there's a little countertop space next to the stove. You got that little space over there. But what if you really need to take your prep space to the next level? Well, good news is the island has it. And the island also has more storage we haven't seen yet. And check this thing out. I like it. I think this big butcher's block style cutting board, sink extension, whatever you want to call it here, I think this thing is amazing. I would say it'd be the perfect place to put a wastebasket under it if it weren't for the fact that they already gave us a place for a wastebasket. And if you're noticing, there's room for 2, kind of like the king bed that we're going to see up front. There's room for 2 up there. By the way, easy reach outlets right next to that skirted stainless sink. I love how it wraps around the front there. I've got one of those, fitted sink covers out of the way, just so you can kind of see like an A-B comparison. Now, the mini faucet next to the big faucet, that is the Jayco exclusive drinking water system. In the underbelly of this, basically, there is effectively like a 5-gallon Culligan jug that operates off its own 12-volt powered pump. It's completely separate. That's the switch for the pump, by the way. Completely separate from all the other water systems in the RV, so that you don't have to eat up a bunch of storage space with bottles of water or anything like that. They're not exposed to the sun. You don't have to worry about them getting contaminated or anything of that variety. You don't have to use it. I think it's pretty cool. What do you guys think about little stuff? I don't want to call it gimmicks or gadgets because I feel like that shortchanges it. I could see myself using that every day. What do you think of that little innovation? We'll say innovation.
I'll take innovations for 500, please, Alex. Yes.
In case you're wondering, like, well, what do I do with it? And by the way, the magic is that basically it just mounts in a drawer, effectively. You don't have to use it. You can if you want to. And when you're not using it, it makes a really good stovetop cover. Or, ladies, you could play a game of Whack Your Husband. My wife says 5 stars. Would recommend, would play again. I'm willing to believe her because she says when I don't, I'm going to get in trouble. So it's probably obvious to you, but that is a big barreled vaulted ceiling. One of the things that I like about that, though, is that when the ceiling is vaulted inside and outside, that means that there's even insulation through the entirety of the roof. It doesn't get a little thinner along the sidewalls. And this, again, being a good cold camp camper, they didn't want those little frost lines up in those corners. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen that on some other things? Note that full shade in the full viewing window in the entry door. And something I don't want you to miss here, because like Steven Tyler, I don't want you to miss a thing. Or, well, he didn't want to miss it. You get what I mean. It was, you know what? I'm done. It was bad. I'm moving on. You've got a central vacuum system over here with a handy little shoe garage. Normally, those would be a little closer to the door, but since the staircase is over here, it makes sense. I don't know, man. I think that I could slip my slippers down there pretty nicely. We've got motion-activated lighting right up here in the hallway as we head up to the bathroom. And if you got a little hitch in your giddy-up, that handle right there is going to be your best friend. And this upper deck here, this is why I say this is how Next Level just got an upgrade. You've got that sliding door right there, so you don't have to like walk backwards down these steps where I'm at. And I don't even know where to begin you. Whether I should start you with that walk-in shower, like, well, I guess I just did, or over here by this just mega double vanity, you know? There's good storage in here, there's good space, there's tons of legroom, tons of headroom. This is beautiful. I love what they're doing here. There's a little sliding glass partition, by the way, to make sure the water doesn't get out. And I want to get you around the corner here a little bit so you get the full effect, because one of the things I don't want you to miss is a 300-pound rated teak seat. Now, I'm not weighing 300 right now, but I ain't exactly the lightest I've ever been, and if that thing can hold me, I feel pretty confident it can hold you too. This has become so popular, I've seen a lot of other manufacturers capitalizing on Jayco's design here. By the way, up top we have another of those big rain censoring max air vent fans, so you always have awesome ventilation in this thing, whether you're cooking up a storm, getting the steam out of the shower, or if you're just wanting to get some fresh airflow rolling through the RV. I love the look of that paneling around there, and because this is so tall in the upper deck, people like me, tall folks, you do not have headroom issues in here. Plus, my wife would be happy for the fact that that is height adjustable shower hardware. So, you know, we can raise that up and down as the two of us need. Now, that being said, when I'm in the shower, I'm a little bit lazy and I just leave it down. So even at home, I duck in the shower all the time like I'm in this itty bitty little travel trailer. And then the little detail stuff, like a couple shelves here to actually be able to like set some body washes and some soaps and things. That is such an underrated feature. Another thing here, I want to give you some legroom ideas on that that porcelain foot flush toilet. Just tons of room. And note the indirect lighting below the countertop and in the sink. That all activates on one switch, which the master switch for that is in the bedroom. So if you want to be able to see what you're doing at night, make your way to the bathroom or the kitchen, one switch will let you guide your way all the way from your cozy little bed down to the fridge to get some leftovers and back again. And I got this thing, I like to keep myself out of mirrors for some reason. It bothers me, like the corner of the mirror has my shoulder sticking up there. I like to pretend I'm a vampire and I have no reflection because I want you to focus on the RV, not on my goofy, stupid head and my black coat. But every little nook and cranny they could. Now, one of the things I pride myself on is I always try to give fair feedback. First of all, I would like your view. What do you think about the dual sinks here? Now, notice there's household outlets, GFI protected on both sides, and you have good counter space on both sides. Because this is such a big bathroom, I think the dual sinks are fine. I don't think you're giving up anything. The one thing, if I could change one thing, of all the things on this RV, this is the only thing I'd like to change. I would like to knock out one of the middle of that shelf just for a wastebasket. That's the only thing I wish they had in here. What do you guys think about that? Now, as we work our way out of the bathroom, straight ahead of us here is actually the third super slide on this RV, because what you don't realize until you look all the way down here is this is a triple super slide RV with a small slide inside of the bedroom super slide. It's like the equivalent of Russian nesting dolls. So what is in here? Well, if we open that up, you can see that is actually either just extra closet space, or that is where you would have your washer and dryer space. This is set up for either a combo or a side-by-side, whatever works for you. I also want to point out a really cool safety device that Jayco put in here that's easy to miss. You see that little mechanical latch down there? There's like a little metallic button. What that's doing is, unless that door is locked into place, this big upper deck super slide will not operate. Because if you have that bedroom pass-through door closed and you hit the slide button, that slide motor's way more power than that door could ever hope to hold off, and it would just smash the smithereens out of that thing, brother. Now, in a Pinnacle, a king bed that we're looking at is standard. A queen bed is optional. And just when the slide, this is the benefit of the slide and slide. People go, what is the point of that? Some people are going to say, maybe it's just a gimmick. Maybe it's eye candy. It's just everything in excess. Then again, I think if we're in a Pinnacle, we're not doing this because we're looking for the bare necessities. You know, we're looking for that luxury living. We have full easy lift storage down below it. We have this. You can do a two-step and a travel trailer boogie over here, man. You can do some country barn line dancing. Now, easy little detail to miss. Power outlet right up near the headboard area of the bed. Similarly, on the other side of the RV, same thing. If you wanted to, you could put a little removable stand there and make it super CPAP friendly. Although you will see that there are little like phone shelves on either corner of that bed space as well. So I think it just really depends on what you're looking for. Now, you hear all sorts of manufacturers talk about like Wi-Fi enabled, LTE ready. Jayco goes ahead and installs the device for you. You don't have to do any aftermarket parts hunting. Pinnacle is ready right out of the box. And something I cannot believe I didn't tell you about sooner is the dual 15,000 BTU Coleman quiet air conditioners with dual whisper ducting. Even in the bedroom, we're getting the quietest ducting air conditioning system possible in here. North Point does the same thing. And if you notice, this Pinnacle and North Point, they share a lot of features now. And I think that's why this Pinnacle had to be so insanely next level. They had to make it absurd to make it stand apart. And when I say absurd, I mean it in only the kindest of ways. That laundry hamper is so handy. Now, you've got outlets beside the bed, and you're wondering, so why did they put extra outlets up there on that? That is a true cedar lining on that closet, by the way. And I guess I can only say because they always do it, they didn't want to not do it this time. And when I stand back, because you've only seen the bedroom from a weird angle so far, it's huge, it's massive. That electric space heating fireplace inside this extra large, extra wide bedroom, that is that next level stuff that I am talking about right there. And because they didn't have to worry about washer dryer stuff in the front closet, they could make it 8.5 foot wide of symmetrical storage. Did you notice that motion light, by the way? There's dual motion lighting on there that'll kick on either side just as you come up close. There you go. You have 4 of these individually removable hanging rods, by the way, so you can have as much or as little hanging storage, shoe shelf space, folding clothes, everything. You could put your Cuisinart up here. Sorry, that's so stupid. I'm such an idiot. Thank you so much for watching and supporting my family-owned operation. And the stupid things that I say all the time, I can't tell you what it means to me. Now, that TV's downward dog angled a little bit right there so that when you're... I'm going to crawl in bed with you here for a minute. You can see it from my point of view. But it's easy. There is no neck crank involved here whatsoever. But if you notice to the right, they didn't waste any space. They utilized every little nook and cranny they could. Extra hanging space, extra dresser space, everything you're looking for. It also has an interesting window right there into the bathroom, so you can wink at the neighbor. Now, this is definitely an RV that's made for, what I'm going to say, being there, not getting there. And what I mean by that is a little bit limited travel access, although you do have nice access to the fridge if you want to pack that up the night before you leave. If you appreciate the way that we shoot you straight, good, bad, ugly, or otherwise, take some time to shoot the RV with the slide closed for you. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, leave a little comment, let us know that we're doing a good job here, and we'll keep it coming for you. And I really didn't know where to start with this one just because there is so much to cover with it, so I figured take another look at that slide and a slide from the outside here, and specifically pointing out the optional slide awning package that we've added to this one right here, and how even the slide within the slide, the Russian nesting doll slide, gets its own slide awning topper. The very original version of this floor plan that came out actually did not receive that. They had to do some re-engineering. It's always good to see them catch up on things like that. Now, look at that high gloss skin all the way down this thing, just the gorgeous high gloss reflection that we have all the way down here. And since this does have an extended extra long upper deck with that unconventional bedroom bathroom arrangement, you have a monster front awning, but they didn't waste the opportunity to also maximize your patio space by putting a second awning right here on the face of the slide with all those beautiful windows staring out at our door side, giving us a little hint here that, yep, by the way, remember, we've got the very best warranty available in this class out there. They put that nice 2+3 sticker there. Nobody is giving you more full-time RVing coverage than Jayco currently. And again, this is something that that outside TV station, it comes with that little like indoor buffet shelf in the dining area, that extra little touch of class. They had to, basically find a place to hide it on the inside, but inside versus outside works pretty well. And I tell you what I like these for, do you really watch a lot of TV outside? Personally, I don't. Now, I don't camp in a Pinnacle, to be fair. This is a little bit beyond my station in life at this stage. I do like to camp with Mr. Haylett, though, who has a Pinnacle, who has an outdoor TV like this, and we just tune it to whatever local news station we can find, and almost like AM radio, we just let it play in the background, and we just sort of let it fill the campsite with just some kind of like life and activity, I love these JBL speakers down here at like picnic table level, so they're not blowing away the neighbors. And that, by the way, is one of those handy gas strutted stable step things with the easy adjust legs. But notice that extra large door handle they're giving you right there, so you always have something sturdy to grab onto. The double holdbacks here on the baggage doors, doing a good job making sure that doesn't fall down and crack you on the head, which might have happened to me a time or two. Not on this RV, I'm just saying in my career. It would actually explain a lot about me, I think. Now, you have always TV hookups here in the pass-through of this RV. You can just also get the TV on the face of the slide. There's that water jug. It looks a lot like one of those fancy French brands called Coulegon. I think it's spelled like Culligan. And in a Pinnacle and a North Point, it actually mounts in the belly. In an Eagle, it actually mounts under the island. Now, if we look up here, you see double-sided thermal foil, and you see direct forced air heat vent in here. That's not something exclusive to Pinnacle, but that is something that a lot of RV brands don't do. Those extra details where they don't, Jayco does, specifically Pinnacle. Pinnacle always does. All those kind of things, though, you find on North Point as well. And the largest front storage available in this class. And why I like that is when they switched over from electric to hydraulic leveling, they had to find a place to put the pump. So they expanded this to create this extra shelf, which you could also use for tools. You could have just a whole mess of batteries down there, and you still have room for extra cargo and or gen prep, which is what we're looking at here. Now, remember that the one we're looking at today could be different from the one that we have in stock with the way things have been selling. That's probably going to be the case. What I want to mention to you there is we may have one of these in stock with a generator. We might not. The good news is one of the cool things about Haylett RV is we are located only an hour away from like the heart of the RV industry in the northern Indiana, Amish Bermuda Triangle. We call it Michiana, which is that fictitious land between Michigan and Indiana where all the campers are built. But also residing in this same general vicinity is Awning, the generator company. So if you want a factory installed, factory backed aftermarket generator, Haylett RV can do that. 5-star ride and handling package starts up front here with the MORryde shock dampening pin box. You have the same MORryde shock dampening suspension. You have Dexter axles, Goodyear tires, wet bolt fasteners, bronze bushings, all kinds of things to make sure, because this is a big RV. You got to make sure It's going to stay, held together, all kinds of things. Of course, an enclosed, privatized, heated docking station. I don't really want to spend a lot of time talking about the kind of things like every fifth wheel has. What I do want to point out here, though, let me twist these little guys open. Oops, which way's open? I'm an idiot. 40-pound tanks here. So what happens here on a Pinnacle, when you get generator prep, instead of dual 30-pound propane tanks, you actually go to triple 40-pound propane tanks. There's 2 over here. There's 1 on the other side. That is one of the reasons we tend to gen prep a Pinnacle, even if you do not have generator plans. It doubles your propane capacity. That's a big deal. There's just, in RVs, typically, there's no way to get more propane. Well, that's one of the only times you can do it, so we like to do that for you here at Haylett RV. It's a costly item. Propane bottles, especially 40-pound tanks, they run more money, of course, than a 30-pound tank, plus you're getting an extra one. But there's no substitute for double the propane. You know what I mean? Especially, if you're running the furnace in weather like this on the weekend, you're going to be glad you don't have to say, oh boy, do we have enough propane to make it through, Martha? That peace of mind really does mean something. Also nice, you don't have to lug around the super heavy 50-amp power cord on a Pinnacle because she's built right in, and it has a 12-volt powered extension and retraction reel. You see the 2-inch receiver hitch on the back there, acting like a little bit of a bike rack, cargo thing, whatever. And once again, I called this like a towable diesel pusher because look at the back of it. Does that not look like the rear cap and wall of a motorhome? And the way that frameless window, you almost miss it, don't you? You almost forget there's a frameless window in that painted rear cap. It just kind of visually, it melds away. You know what I mean? J-Smart lighting, this big sucker, especially a big one like this, you're going to be happy that you have that. Turn signal safety lighting with reverse travel. So if you flip on, let's say your right-hand turn signal, not just the tail lights, but even your side marker lights will blink so that other people can say, oh, hey, he's turning that big sucker around. Also, all of those little white elements inside those taillights, they will blink along with your turn, or not blink. This thing, I can't handle all of it. I can't handle it. They will ignite when you shift into reverse, and you're going to be able to see very well behind you. You know what else you can see? Everything you want on your campsite, because all the windows are over here where you want them. So you made it this far with me because I know that I don't run short videos. I feel, though, if you're really serious about purchasing something like this, you appreciate the extra information that we provide you. And if that is the case, click that subscribe button and follow along here and support our family-owned and operated facility. Another way you can do that is by giving us a fair opportunity to earn your business when you're ready here at Haylett RV, of course. Until then, please leave me some feedback. Let me know, what do you think about this? Am I wrong? Am I crazy? Am I just too overexcited? Is the cold getting to me here? Is my headband a little too tight? Like my Montana hat that the Jayco guys aren't going to appreciate? Of course, hey, Jayco, if you're watching, if you don't like me wearing a Montana hat right now, send me a Jayco hat. Product placement. Anyway, joking aside, all the silliness aside, thank you so much for all the support that you show to myself, to our channel, to our family operated facility here. It means the world. So anything else we can do to assist you, let us know. Leave us some feedback. And man, we can't wait to meet you. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.